I'm Evan Haining.
You must unite what has been set asunder.
We are TFR. Truth Frequency Radio.
When you finally boil it all down, magic is imagination. We are moving into an age of manifestation. Things become actually less material, more ethereal. The golden dawn is when we awaken to this new station of life. What you think becomes real quicker. Regain our imagination, regain our inner child, and let that inner child out.
My name is Frank Castle, founding member of the music group Heist Click and New York City Neo Shaman. After a serious injury sidelined my career in 2013, I decided to set out on an adventure to search for myself with the help of the plant medicine ayahuasca. What I discovered waiting for me was something I could have never prepared for. It was time for me to become something more, someone more. It was time I became fearless. Shine as my heart beats a rhythm with space and time. When the light starts to shine inside your third eye, you awake to the knowledge that you never die. What is up, everyone? It's your man Frank Castle, Sorcerer Supreme, right here on Truth Frequency Radio each and every Saturday night, and this is Fearless. And I am joined by my co-host and etherical translator, Paula Milo. Or as they say in the cat kingdom, Paula la 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 la. Special shout outs to Chris Gio and Cherie Gio. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here doing this like this. So thank you very much. Also, we're doing video. So those of you that want the video link, it's the TFR on YouTube. TFR, and check it out. We're just running through some testing phases right now. I'm kind of just playing with it and rolling with it. I think that will deliver a much more functionable show. You'd be more understanding to what's your microphone was off, by the way.
My microphone was off, really?
And we hope you enjoy the shows that we put together now that will be going live with the video. Then you can see my Italian hands. A goobada babada boobada beep, beepada boobada bobbity. What's up, chat room? What's up, everybody? Shout outs to the TFR lineup, the best Saturday night in radio. It's just amazing. Stick around. Paranormal Portal's up next. My mic is a little off with my camera, so you'll see me getting up, getting down, getting up, getting down. It's a little awkward at first, but I think I'm going to hang the camera eventually so you could just see us both.
We're gonna have to get this. Yeah, we're gonna have to get used to this new setup.
But yeah, it's a little weird in here, and to get both of us on camera will be a little awkward. But yeah, we're doing it. Shout out to the Fearless family for making it happen every day. I love it. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm between a cold and my allergies, so I'm not sure if it's my allergies acting up or if it's really a cold. I think I'm in denial. I don't want it to be a cold. So I'm hoping it's allergies.
It's probably just some allergies. Some ascension flu. Oh, look at this. Okay, so Little Bear is effectively healed to the point where he can wrestle with our biggest cat and our baddest resident.
Yeah, he can see. He can keep up. He can breathe.
He could tackle. He could bite. So thank you for everybody sending us all the good vibes. And hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. This is the New Year show.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
2019 in a couple of days.
We're in those, what they would say, the stage of between Christmas and New Year's where you don't even know what's going on. It's like those 5 days you have no clue what's happening. You're kind of floating in the...
Yeah, it's like a recovery. It's like recovering from the holiday and people and energy and craziness, and it's the sadness of the year coming to an end.
We do have silver in the house, by the way, guys. I've been putting it in my coffee and in everybody else's stuff too. So everyone's getting doses of the good stuff. Colloidal silver. Shout outs.
I got it.
So lots been going on since the holiday. Trying to break down as much as possible without actually breaking down.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot of energy. It's the end of the year. Everything's coming to a close. Trying to push through that weird episode that happened the other night. Getting through that's been a little difficult.
I look at every small event as another notch in the ladder to getting me up to the top of the mountain.
Oh yeah. Well, that was a huge event. We're talking about the transformer explosion that happened here in New York.
So we're in
a few
New York,
nights ago.
And by now, maybe a lot of you guys have heard about it. It was on the news. Giant blue flash of light that stayed flashing or just stayed on in the sky for a long period of time. And you want to tell them what happened?
Well, we didn't realize it was a transformer explosion. I had gone out to dinner with my friends Thursday evening. Frank had picked me up from the restaurant. We had just parked the car, come in, and we were feeding the cats and settling in. And I went outside to put food outside for the stray cats, and there was the sky lit up. It lit up light blue turquoise that looked like daytime, and it was about 9:15 at night. And I said, Frank, you better come out here. It was just amazing. And the sky lit up. I didn't know what was happening. I felt the energy shift in the air. And then there was like this wave of energy that came towards the house, and the electricity was going on and off in the house. And I said, Frank, you should come out here right now. And the sky lit up, and Frank came outside. He started recording with his phone. And for, I'd say a good minute or two, there was that light in the sky, and it was very scary. A sky lit up like it was daytime. And then we did some research, and we realized a transformer blew somewhere in Queens.
Astoria,
Queens, and it lit up the sky. But for a minute, it looked like the end of the world was coming. It was really scary.
Very odd indeed. Paula called me. She said, come outside. I just grabbed my phone and run out. Actually, I ran outside first. She was like, look up. I instantly saw it. It was emanating from one side of the Bronx, pretty much. Everything else was pitch black. Naturally, I thought, could this be a fire? I didn't see any smoke at all.
Yeah, we didn't see any smoke and nothing. No sirens, no noise, nothing. It was eerily quiet.
Yes. And the computer light dimmed. The lights in the house just kind of like dimmed a little bit. You could feel it, the charge in the air.
Yeah.
It last only like 2 minutes. But it was so... I've never seen a transformer. I've seen transformer fires before. Never seen one light up the sky the way this did. Definitely freaky. First thought in my mind, I was telling you, I thought, oh, this is the galactic wave, perhaps. It was like the first thing that just hit my mind. Oh, yeah,
definitely.
Because it was going whoom, 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 whoom. Like there was like this wave that kept this hum that was going really loud. Then I just realized the night before I watched Independence Day Resurrection. And I'm like, oh, go figure. Right? Really? This is right. So then I'm like, okay, prepare for the blue beam, and it was just going to come in. But rational thoughts took my mind after that. I just started filming. I ran in the house, got my camera, started filming, said the date, the time, whatever. And then about a half hour later, it started coming through. No, it's this. No, it's this. But then the video and that we were seeing from the different directions showed this energy, and even when the energy shut off, it was like the top of the sky shut off first before the energy at the bottom shut off. It was almost like the light was in reverse. Very interesting. Never seen anything like that.
No, I haven't seen anything like that either. It wasn't
It's hard to take a nap after that one.
yeah, it was definitely, it was the light and the feeling that was coming off of what happened did not match what they said it was.
Yeah. Didn't even.
No, it didn't feel like
Okay, so
that's what was going on.
The police acknowledge on Twitter no extraterrestrial activity. Hey, not on the couch, please. So they said no extraterrestrial activity occurred. They could find nothing. Now, do you take that as a joke, knowing where we're at in this time and place, or do you think that's part of? Now, I've told you stories about being a federal officer, that when we were shown, we had to go through certain books and training, and one of the books was who is in charge during a crash UFO.
Oh, it's a field manual,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, anybody read this chapter? My favorite chapter, instantly. So when they were asking questions, I was like, hey, I got questions right now. And I'm like, should I be worried that it's in the book? So this is real, right? And they were like, get out. Like they couldn't, I couldn't keep my mouth shut during the federal service time of testing, during the learning this stuff. So they said the USDA is actually in charge with the fire department, because any biologicals that are on
need to
on a ship,
be inspected.
like the first thing that needs to be there is that. And I was like, wow, that's really weird, because there's only a handful of us in the office. So you got like, I'll say 12. That's really high, but 12 federal inspectors in New York. Like, so you're training 12 of us in case this happens here, to work with who? The fire. Like, it just was blowing my mind.
Well, of course, yeah, but they have to prepare for every scenario. I
gave my manual, by the way, to Mike Knorr from Polygraph Radio back in the day. I was doing a show. No, they were doing a show, and I was part of it at the Liberty Bell. And he was showing the chapters of the book live to like 1,000 people at a time. Like, here you go, take a look. Here's the book. It'll be right here. And people were like, you serious? I go, they have coloring pages in there. How to explain 9/11 to your children. And like, there was like a portion of the book where you can color pictures with them to explain to them exactly what happened. And I thought that was really awkward too. And we discussed that in front of a live audience, which was pretty intense. So now, joking aside from the police, they say something like that. It keeps everyone now on their toes. It's like, why? What are you going to even mention it for? Are you trying to be a jokester?
Well, I mean, weren't there electricians coming through saying that they've seen fires, transformer fires, and none of the transformer fires matched?
Didn't look like that. Yeah.
What happened? Yeah,
absolutely. I was watching video after video, by the way, of those kind of fires, and they never produced that kind of flash of light for the amount of time we saw that light for. That was like a steady, you know. And I mean, if that's any indication, by the way, to what an event would be, a flash of light or something else. Like, Paul, didn't you say you thought it was an EMP? And I was like, all of our stuff would be down, but you were like, no, you could feel the air.
The pulse. It was like pulsing through the air. Yeah. And the way the electricity dimmed.
That's exactly
in the apartment.
Correct.
It was almost like an EMP. It was like a pulse of energy. And it was very scary. You know me. I'm not. I never call you.
Yeah, Paul don't get scared of none of this.
And I was like, you better come out here. Something is happening, because I thought whatever was happening was going to be, I guess, a bit more epic than it was. It seemed a lot scarier at the time, but people seemed to be okay with it. There weren't as many people that were shocked by what they saw.
It's driving home a reminder that if something was to occur, right? Like, say, and I'm just saying this, like, we're just going to talk with it, but something would to happen, how would you react? And around here, it looked pretty normal. I mean, for what it was, nobody was running through.
No, I agree with you.
Nobody was also just staring up. People were like doing the Bronx thing. Hey, what the F is this? Hey, what's going on? Do you know what's going on? You know what's. But nobody was doing anything. 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 But So like it would have been an acceptance.
Yeah, there was no panic.
No panic
no
whatsoever.
panic. People said there were some people that didn't even notice anything happened at all.
I was watching video where people were on one side of the street and the other side could see it.
Yeah.
And the other side couldn't see because they're being blocked by the buildings.
Yeah.
And they're just walking and people are going, look at the light. And they're like, what light? You don't even know.
My friends were on the train. They were on the train, and right before it went below ground, they saw the light. And it was frightening. But only some people saw it.
Well, I think what I'm alluding to is there's like a fear that's gone, I think, of worrying about, like, I didn't hear, oh, terrorists, like explosions. Oh, run for your...
No, nothing like that.
There was this calmness.
Yeah, there was no fear, nothing like that.
Yeah,
no fear like that.
It was just
no
amazing.
panic, no anarchy, no...
But no astonishment either.
No.
My mind reviews this as we're going through it, right? Because what do you go through when something like that happens? A slight bit of panic? Hey, Frank, come look at this. Right?
Yeah, and concern. Concern. Do we need to be prepared? What are we
prepared enough?
And what are we preparing for?
Yeah, like what
so
actually
it was like
is it?
We were witnessing it, and then we were trying to take action. If action was needed, we were going to take it, but not knowing what to do. So it was like, like
those who die.
Like let's get ready. Let's get ready. We may have to take action here.
I thought in my head a couple of times over, how could I collect every cat and run? And then I thought, you're not going nowhere. Like there's no panic that set into me. I grabbed my camera. I've never been able to calmly grab my camera and activate it and just go, oh, let me start filming without huffing and puffing like, it's 9:30 at night. Like there was none of that going on, which made me in the end, even with the understanding of what was coming out of the reports on it, were how confident and calm we would be if that got closer to us. That light, right. We're 8 miles from where that happened.
Yeah, say it wasn't explained. Say they didn't say it was a transformer explosion. It was just
carried the light into our section.
Oh yeah,
and then just bathed us in it. Right now, I'm not trying to tease out the event. I'm trying to say, because this happened in more places than here.
Oh yes,
in Louisiana, and Indonesia. I think it was Indonesia. I hate using words like Indonesia, like over there. But there was something in the sky there. People said, oh, it's a flaming tornado, sky tornado. And I'm like, nope, it's got to move to do that. Like it's got to spin and do a certain thing when it's just coned and light coming through it and shaped that way. And it's kind of hanging. That's not flames. All right. We got to look at these things. Is it fake? Is it this? We saw the transformers exploding in Louisiana. It looked like a beam was coming down from the sky, hitting the transformers and going one by one, bip, 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 bip. So are they testing the grid? I mean, these are all thoughts that are just going through my head. Is it the event? Is it the grid's going down? Is it a solar flash? Is it a UFO? Is it terrorist attacks? And there was this super calmness. And then later in the evening, a super calmness in reporting on it, like, oh, well, you're saying this, but we think
we think this. Yeah.
Your report that I'm reading, right, isn't matching what I'm looking at in the sky as a witness.
Yeah, and I agree with that. What they were saying happened didn't seem to jive with what we physically saw.
Yeah. So the fire department shows up, everything's done. They never actually enter the premise. That event took place, and no firemen took part in the ending of that. Can you believe that in New York City after 9/11?
The color of the light in the sky, it was very strange. Just very strange. I've never seen anything like that.
Now there's video. I don't know if it's real of a guy videoed some UFOs. I think he was filming Brooklyn and New York. I don't know if it's before or after this said event. There's a guy claiming when he was filming the electrical ones in Louisiana, that's what was happening as well. All I can say is this. I reached out. I didn't really feel, and they go, use the force, Luke. Reach out and feel if that's something. I've heard George Cavazos use this before. You could kind of throw yourself into the situation energetically and see what's happening from there. If there's a ship, enter the ship with your higher self and be like, what's going on? I felt nothing. But the energy was so high like my fingers were like, yeah.
Oh, that's what I felt. I didn't feel
not quite electric shocky.
Yeah, it wasn't an electric shock. That's why I said it was like an EMP. It was like there was energy pulsing through the air. And it was almost like when you skip a stone on the water. It was pulsing through the air like that. But I was not I was not afraid.
Right.
I wasn't fearful that something bad was going to happen. It just didn't seem that what we were looking at was what they were explaining happened.
Exactly. And I have video of the event. It's in the FearLess group, which is a private group. If you go and you find it, it's FearLess TFR. Answer the question. We'll let you in the group. You can take a look at some of the stuff we got going on in there. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. And we are a fantastic family. I love to see him jumping around like that. It just makes me feel good. It warms my heart.
No, he's the baby, this baby cat. He's definitely getting stronger and healthier every week.
This was the first show, by the way. I'm going to let you know that everyone came in and wanted to be here. Oscar didn't run out. The other cats didn't run out. Everyone came in for the show.
I know.
Think Sherman's in the window. I think. I can't be held to
stay
it
there
at the
until
moment.
the break.
But
He's fine.
I kind of like this video. Like, it's not bothering me. I'm going to swing this into the other part of the talk, was that it's outside of your comfort zone. Everything good's going to happen. Like, no more good is going to come. You'll be comfortable in your comfort zone.
Of course, but you have to push yourself.
But to get to the next, to get to the next big thing in you, is going to be out of your comfort zone. So if you're used to watching only movies, we'll keep it simple. And then there's a book you wanted to read and you're not used to reading books or whatever. You read the book, you'll experience a good time reading the book, right? Instead of the, woe is me, stepping out. I have a problem sitting at my grandparents and having coffee with everyone, right? My grandmother's an older lady, very older lady. She likes to just use tap water, throw it in. They think I'm foolish with the fluoride. Like, they don't. So I just don't. I don't like to eat or drink anything, because to sit with the family, we all have to do that. So I refuse it all the time. So I didn't refuse it one night, and the coffee was fantastic. I sat down and I was like, "Let's have coffee." And my inside my head was going, fluoride, this, that. I said, you have a quarter cup of coffee, you're fine. Forget it. Don't even worry about it, right? You rinse your mouth out with sink water after you had to brush your teeth or something. You're getting more water and fluoride in you than you are at this moment. So stop complaining. Sit there and enjoy your family. And what happened?
You had a great cup of coffee.
A great cup of coffee. We had some donuts and we laughed at each other for a good 15, 20 minutes. And then it was over. It was fantastic. And then everything went smooth. Out of your comfort zone. All I kept hearing, get out of your comfort zone. And I'm like, well, I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm already doing all this stuff. And all I keep hearing is, do you want coffee? No. You want coffee? No. You want coffee? Then I went, yes. And everything changed, because you think you're changing. I'm out of my comfort zone, but you're still comfortable to a degree. And there it is, just knocking at the door.
Oh yeah.
Over here.
And it works.
Over here. And then you go and access that door and new things just occur.
Yep. And they work.
And it's not what you thought it would be. Grandma wasn't in, what you thought she was going to be. Mom was great. Grandpa was laughing. We all sat there and ate donuts and got fat together. It was awesome. I had a great time. So out of the comfort zone, this video. Okay. So I watched Laureen today from the group. Shout outs to Laureen. She went live again and did video.
The words were amazing.
She wrote all these notes. Profound. Mm-hmm. She's unlocking. I tell people, we're witnessing something here when you're watching someone go live for the first time or second time, whatever. You're watching them grow. To come out of that comfort zone and step into that is, according to everything, is the hardest part, right? Public speaking.
Oh, yeah.
Being on video. So now you're in control. You have to learn how to plug and play and set up your whatever background and how can I do this? And you have your notes. And this takes, as you're watching, you could see the effort and the time that people are putting into this, because it is most intense. Right. So I'm watching her do the meditation. She holds the meditation. Anyone in my group is allowed to hold meditation whenever they want. So 333, she's like, I'm going live at 333. I'm like, oh, great. She's going to run the meditation today. This is awesome. This was the idea of the family, is for me to like push in and then bring leaders up and then have them leading I'm right there. I like to be led to at times. It's not that I'm sitting back. I'm watching everyone grow. I'm participating, learn, teaching, teach, learning. It's a give and get. I don't want to teach every single day. Some days I want to learn, just learn. I want to hear about stuff from another perspective. I don't care. Right. So I'm watching this, and as she's talking, I'm going, what we are watching right now is something beautiful unfolding. It's amazing. And everyone probably on the surface level was like, yeah, well, look what she's doing and what she said. I'm like, no, we're watching this woman grow. But not only that, she came out and she hit it 100%.
Oh yeah, I was in the other room. I was in the kitchen while she was talking.
Whoa.
And she was striking chords with me the whole time.
All right. So with that, we work our way back, and we keep seeing this happen, and people are coming forward now. I'm just using her as an example. I hope you don't mind. And as we're coming out of these shells, that is the most beautiful thing to me. Watching that part occur, where they step up, and Chris and I were talking before, a lot of become your own shamans, right? This is a become your own shaman. This is part of it. This is being able to step into yourself, looking at a crowd that you don't know how many are watching you. So you're looking at the camera and you're like, wow, like everything is there, right? Am I dressed right? Is my hair right? Is my
Doesn't
face
even
right?
matter.
Is my beard
Doesn't even
right?
matter. It is
You
what
smoking,
is
you drinking? Do
what
you
you're
not want me to
saying.
say F word, S
yeah,
word?
what you're saying is resonating with people. Period. That's the way it is.
There's a reason why you teach the way you do individually, because there's someone that needs to be taught from that perspective. Just like you, when you find the teacher that you love, you're like, oh, that resonates with me. I chill with this group because it resonates with me. I'm open to every other thing, but what resonates with me. Oh, look at that. I didn't even hear it until the last second. All right, hey, when we come back, I got so much more to talk about. We're going to talk about the microdosing and the giant dose I accidentally took today, so stick around. FearLess is coming back right after these messages.
We are TFR.
My faith in destiny is all I need to prevail.
Truth Frequency Radio.
Am I awake or is this a dream? A fantasy of where I'd rather be. So come and talk with me. Come and walk with me. Is this a wake-up call from my reality? Have you seen my friends? Have you seen my girl? Wake me up from this. I'm trapped in this world.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. My name is Frank Gastel, Sorcerer Supreme, right here. Each and every Saturday night. True Frequency Radio. This is FearLess, and I'm accompanied, as always, by my ethereal translator, Paula Milo. She's just been feeding the babies, though.
Hey, everyone. I was on cat duty.
So, yeah, so this is my point before we went to break. So Laureen was stepping out. A bunch of other characters and awesome beings from the group are stepping out. I had to start doing that as well. And I started feeling that we can really get to know each other better. And I can get over this now, or I could deal with this later on. And it becomes a rush to, can I do this? Should I do this? Should I be part of this? And the answer is, I am part of this. I am all of this.
Yeah.
So let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's just do it.
Like, I don't give let's go for it. And it's kind of like an attitude we need to start having for that which will highlight the creativeness or the creativity things in us, because it's what we do. Right? What are you going to stay stagnant? What are you going to be, the comedian that's telling the same jokes after I saw you, 10 years ago? You're still telling the same jokes now, and then you wonder why you're doing the bomb place at the Jersey Shore. You got to keep it fresh and keep it going. You got to innovate. You got to stick with the times and move it along. You're still getting all the beautiful, wonderful things that came along with all the other stuff. I refuse to get old and go, how do I use this? What? Like, I can't do that. When I show this to parents and grandparents, I can't text. Like, I don't want to go through this no more. I want to be the wave. I don't want to ever be crushed by the wave, right? Anything that's of creative importance shall come out, pour through my pores like it's lifeblood. That's it. That's how it should be, bringing forth that creative bliss. So watching this is really intense. That to me is the ultimate. And you get something out of it too. You get to meditate, you get to see it, you get to witness it, then you get to get filled with it. And then you get to step to the plate and show what you got or what you can do, which whatever it is, just being here is enough. Just being a little loving is enough, right?
Yeah.
I've had so many weird things happen to me. I had some revelations. I wrote down some stuff. You want to hear it?
Of course.
Okay, here it go. First of all, before I start, go to IamWeAreFearless.com if you get a chance. Check out all the great gear. T-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, tapestries, blankets, pillows, socks, yoga pants. We got everything. But see, the wonderful thing about us is we have a bunch of creative artists, right? And they pretty much run the show at I Am We Are Fearless. They put their creative design forward and they get 50% right off the top. Everything that goes through, anything that you purchase of theirs. We're a big family there. We're just mishmashing everything together. So it doesn't really matter. It's what you like. But if you want to show your support to any one of these people, go there, IamWeAreFearless.com, and show their support. You can help the artist and change your lifestyle. Like people were saying to me, I don't like wearing Nike. I like some of the Nike gear. I just, I wish it said something else rather than I have to rock their big swoosh on a $56 shirt. I just don't feel that satin worship. I'm like, well, I'm fearless and I like to see that on me. I like to feel it.
Yeah,
I like to feel
can
my
see
empowerment.
That.
I like to push forth the things that I want to push forth. I want to become the shining light in the darkness. Not that I want to say, hey, all eyes look at me, but it's pretty fresh to have something that says fearless, right?
Yeah, it is. It is. I have a couple of t-shirts. I love them. I wear them all the time.
I really appreciate everything the artists have done. And my partner, Sergio Garcia, thank you so much. Now, here's what I was thinking. We've had prophetic people speak of the future throughout history. Nostradamus and that ilk. Okay. One of the things I've heard over this time, though, we were talking about this earlier, was 10 days of darkness, right? Or 3 days of darkness. And that keeps coming up. People think like the earth will go dark or we'll lose power for 3 days. It'll come back on. Something will be different, this, that, and the other thing. I'm starting to think that maybe we're looking at this a little wrong. People that were in prophecies were prophesizing from their perspective, right? So they didn't really have a perspective of 2018. So
and our technology.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So they could be saying 3 days of darkness, 10 days of darkness, and you're thinking it's going to be black outside. It's going to go pitch black, right? But that might not be what they meant.
No.
Right? I'm thinking media blackout.
Technology. Mm-hmm.
Like blackout on information, darkness, not being able to shine light into a specific thing or gain any more information on a topic for a short period of time. If we were about to pull off a heist, you would maintain radio silence at the moment you needed to. You'd keep your mouth shut.
Right.
Until you needed to open your mouth again. That radio silence is darkness. What's happening? What's going on? Do we know? So I started really and it's all funny. All these new things have been coming in ever since that thing happened with my ear. I think the implant was removed very recently. And ever since that happened, all these new thoughts about all these crazy things that go on. And a media blackout would be just as crazy as a blackout in the sky. Like, I don't know what's happening. What's going on? I don't know. Do you know? Do you know? I saw lights in the sky. It lit up New York. I heard about Louisiana, womp, 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 right? And then nobody's talking about it. They just kind of put it off to the side. Mass arrests, nobody's talking about it. Indictments, nobody's so it's quiet. But wait, why would you even think that? Well, all their Twitter accounts are down. All these people's Twitters are down. All these little things are happening. There's a blackout occurring somewhere.
You mean people in politics?
Yeah, well, they're just disappearing. Well, it's not only when we talk about it like this on the general level, we'd say politics, but it's also
Government too.
Government and CEOs, corporate. So, but politicians come up first naturally. Just pieces of real work that have to be taken off the board. Would a couple of days of quiet media darkness from sometime, let's say, right prior to Christmas till right after the New Year. And then it goes back on again. So then the prophecies have been correct, just being looked at from a slightly different perspective, But now that I'm here, I could see that. It's like almost at that key moment, a key juncture, you start to go, well, it's metaphorical again. It's across the board. Maybe if you look at this from here.
Yeah, it's starting to make more sense.
Okay. We watched Iron Man 2 last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What did he do to figure out the equation? What was the answer what was the key to solve his problem? Do you remember? Because we were talking about it. The map his dad left.
Yeah.
It was literally the grounds.
Right.
Right.
His father said, the technology of my time is limiting me. You need to figure this out because you'll have the technology by then to figure it out.
And he walked by the grounds, like they laid an area out where they had the grounds for Tony Stark's Stark Emporium and whatever the thing they had going on. And he said, let me see the map. And the map tilted up. And he goes, remove the trees and the parking lots and the this and the that. And boom, everything came out. So it was sending you the most positive of vibes right now.
Oh, thank you.
So it's perspective. This is what I'm getting at. And it's funny that all of these things are coming out at once, like one after another after another. All right, here's another one. So Paul and I, did we talk about this last week? Elliot?
Yeah.
Okay.
The kid from ET.
Okay. So we talked about Elliot last week, the most ridiculous, where's Elliot been from ET? We're making fun of it, talking about it. And we were watching Lucifer. We just wanted to see what the show was like. And episode 2 starts and Paul falls asleep for 1 second. And then Lucifer pulls this dude out of a cop car, beats him up. And he's like, what are you doing? And it's Elliot from ET. So I scream and I wake Paul up and I'm like, oh, and she goes, oh, you look, it's Elliot from ET. Oh my God, it's Elliot, right? So we were laughing. Tonight, we had another one just a little while ago. I stood up and I went, you know what, Paula, with the video thing and TFR, I think I'm going to ask Chris to let us do this like now. Like not tonight, but
to
next
be the
week.
first one to go.
Well, I've seen them practicing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to throw myself into that mix, but I'm like, man, it's only like an hour and a half to showtime. I don't know if today is going to work. And as soon as I finished the period didn't even hit the statement. Ding, Skype goes off. It's Chris. Hey, bro, you want to do your show and video tonight? And I just, oh my God, I can't even believe what's happening, lowercase G's. And here we are on video. And I just want to laugh. I said, okay, well, no, I guess it's the right time. Stepping out of your comfort zone. Is it, Chris even said, is it a problem? We could just do it another time. We can test. I was like, no, it's not a problem. You know why it's not a problem? Because I'm actually ready. I think it's a great idea. I want to do this. I don't want to wait till next week. I don't want to be that guy.
Right. You want to get it over with. You want to.
No, I don't even want to get it over with. I want to
be
part of it. Right. Like to me, it's not, see, I thought about this at first being on camera. I'm a rock star. I don't give a shit stuff, but it is.
You slipped. You said it.
Almost.
No, all the way.
But you start to say to yourself, okay, is this what I want to do? Is this how I want to be? And it becomes like a pinprick over and over. And you're like, oh, should I just get this over with? No, I don't want to get it over with. I want to get it on. Let's get it on. Not let's get it over with. I'm ready for the wrestling match. Right? I'm not ready to hurry up and get this over with so we can. No, this is it right here. This is it right here. Right? Okay. So, that was the other thing. My implant was removed. I had a scar up in here, a scab formed overnight. and there's nothing in my ear anymore. It's like up behind the ear. We're on video now, so I could show you. It's my my right ear.
Yeah, but you have to catch them up now. So you have to go back to when that happened.
Okay, so oh wow. All
and
right.
You talked about it on previous shows, but for people that are listening now, just explain.
Okay,
to them.
I had it. I went on a date a long time ago, about 6-7 years ago, and I was supposed to go to dinner in my apartment. I was supposed to have dinner and stuff and have drinks. And this girl came over and she brought tequila. Where I'm going to fast forward through this. We just said hello, whatever. Nice to meet you. Cracked a beer, poured a shot of tequila, had the drink, and then 2 hours were missing. Woke up. I was completely naked on the couch, but on the other, like on another couch, like the love seat, like a little baby hanging over. And she was in clothes of mine. She was in a robe of mine that was packed away in the back closet that she would have never, nobody's allowed in my stuff. So I woke up and freaked out and I threw her out. That's what it gets to. Anyways, fast forward to being here, drinking ayahuasca. They show me my life of getting abducted. So one of the abduction moments was that moment. We have the drink. There's a flash of light that goes off. I'm reliving it under ayahuasca. They take her. They wanted her. So they grab her and they're like taking her clothes off and they're like tagging her with this. They have this little thing. They were just, and they put it in her. And then one of them looked at me and said, "Oh, look who it is." And they were grays, about yay big, probably 1.5 feet, right? 2 feet. Just looking at me, crawled right up me, did the same thing. Stuck it right, not in my ear, up on the angle. It pushed something right up in there. And I kept screaming internally because I couldn't scream externally. I can't get this out. Now, Aya told me under the experience after that whole thing, we were able to crack it, like snap it. So it's not just doing what it does to you, but you're going to feel it. So there's the option of whatever it does to you compared to, oh, you're just going to have this thing in your ear. Bing, Well, it all stopped. The other night and you can never reach it. It's in the most annoying spot up behind here, and trying to tell people about this. It's ridiculous. There was a cut right before bed. I was going like this, like, what is that? And I woke up the next morning. There was a complete scab over it. And I went in the shower. I go, what the hell happened? Am I bleeding? And I went, whoosh, and the whole thing, the way it feels when you touch it, everything is completely different. It's like normal.
Yeah.
It's like when you've had a tooth pain that's light, but it's for a year and you never knew what was causing like your little headache or your little annoyance, and they pull that tooth or fix it. And then you're like, oh, you mean that was that causing this? They're causing the headache and I didn't even know I had a toothache. It felt like something else, like I was getting sick or like that. So it's fresh and clear now and gone. It just feels wonderful. Actually, it's like that friggin' annoying thing that you can never get rid of.
Well, you did. They came, either something came and removed it because they felt you didn't need it anymore.
I was wondering about the physicality of this as we talk about. Okay, we get the camera now. So it's a pyramid. We go up through the point of the pyramid. To get out of that point of the pyramid, you have to lose your density, kind of your negativity, your anxieties, your disorders, whatever function keeps you down. To get up through the point, you can't take it with you. And then when you get through the point, it flips up and opens. It's the pyramid reversed. And it's like one for all and all for one, right? It's kind of an interesting concept, the I am, the we are. But to get to that point, you have to release all this stuff. That stuff has to go as well. I'm questioning, I have a lot of metal in my teeth. A lot.
Oh, I do too. From old fillings. Yeah, I do too.
And that's no bueno across the board. Jimmy was telling me, go to Guatemala. I think it was Guatemala. He goes, my cousin there for like $150 will do you home out. And I'm like, yeah. I'm the type of guy. I would do that and leave and then need to get everything fixed again because I have no face left. That's how much is in there. Like, it freaks me out. But does that come along? Do things like that come? If that can't come, could that come? Like, what goes with?
I don't know.
You know, if we trade up a little bit on the bodies, if we fix things, do the metal hips kind of bounce out?
No,
Or
I
do we
don't think
keep
so.
the
I
metal
think it
hip
all
with us?
comes. I had pins and screws. They would come, right? Anchoring my foot together for years. So
That'd be interesting.
I don't think it
those
matters.
are the things that I'm curious about. Does the dense metal make it? But it's there across the board. If I could pick up the silver coin, right, during the DMT experience with my eyes closed, I could see it glowing in my pocket. I'm like, what is that? Like, that's your gold. That's your silver coin. Take it out. Take it out. And they're like, you see it here? And I'm like, yeah, my eyes are closed. I could see it. I open my eyes. I'm like, holy, I could see it here. I could see you here. They're like, because it's existing in all of those places,
Right.
which made me understand more that everything's happening at once around us. Literally, it's not over there. It's right here. So this is dense and can work its way into many densities. But how far does it go before it's not allowed to go? Just something I think about. Micro dosing daily again. You know, I've been doing that.
I know.
Do you know? Have you been watching me and not saying anything?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched it today, the other day.
Well, I offer you most of the time.
No, I know.
But interesting things happen. And it's funny, once again, Paul is the one that sees the light right outside. Get out here. It's like she was the first witness to it. And the things I do during the microdosing, she's just doing while she's napping. You know, well, a microdose is a microdose. You're already the plant medicine. It's already you. So how it activates is a personal thing, an individual thing, right? So you get done. Even Ross said this to you, right? When you're sleeping.
Oh, yeah. We're all working when we're sleeping.
But
yeah.
You specifically have some.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we all work when we're sleeping. You know, that's why we don't get good sleep. We have to ask for good rest and not good sleep because self or source will always have you working because the soul doesn't need to rest that way. So if you find you're sleeping but you're not feeling restful, you have to ask for good rest, not good sleep.
Have you been getting good rest?
My rest has been improving. I think the upgrade in the CBD oil has helped.
Let's talk about this real quick. So I upped this. We have smokable CBD oil that we use. We went from a 200 to 1,000, right? And then iLife. That's the two, right?
Yeah.
So we have the drinkable and the smokable.
Yeah, I think the change in the smokable CBD oil made a difference for me because I feel like I'm resting when I'm sleeping. I could go down for 9 hours and wake up and feel like I didn't sleep at all. And
my mother drinks the iLife.
I know she takes a lot of.
Drinks it.
I know. Well, but that's how much it's working. She didn't even realize in the beginning what it was doing for her. We realized it. She didn't even realize it because you could see the difference in her. But yeah, no, it's the CBD oil is definitely helping me. It was just making the jump in the milligrams. There was like a day. It took me a day for my body to get used to it.
It hit me like a ton of bricks.
Yeah, but I did feel very rested and I didn't feel as achy as I usually feel.
I poured my iLife accidentally into my vape and vaped a whole bunch of iLife once.
Oh, really?
It worked. I didn't have any problem. I thought it was going to drain out of my vape and ruin everything. It didn't. So get creative, I guess. I wouldn't suggest it, but you know, I watch my mother. You know, when you're like, oh, you know, just have a couple drops, whatever. She goes, and I just laugh. I'm like, how do you feel? She goes, if I didn't have it, I'd be losing it. Now that's for anxiety.
Oh, yeah.
That's on that level. We have physical injuries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can't speak for my mother on physical injuries, but I can speak for us. You know.
Well, for me, the nature of my condition, it's a neuromuscular condition. I'm uncomfortable every minute of the day. And that's all I'm going to say about it because I don't give a lot of
you don't need to give out the information.
Yeah, no, not even that. I don't give my energy, give it the energy. Give into the energy of not feeling well.
So, the CBD oil really helps, but oftentimes people aren't realizing, they're like, oh, this isn't doing anything. And it's like, well, were you less anxious than you were before? Were you do you feel a little less stressed than you felt before? Did you sleep a little better than you did before? There's subtle changes. They're very subtle
10%.
changes that happen, and people don't even realize that was an issue.
Yeah, until it's gone.
Until it's not there anymore, yeah.
So while it's helping you, right? Like you got your crystal by your bed, you got your Eye of Life with you, you get your glass of water, and you got your sage, right? You do it all. Does it make you feel better? Does it work? Is it working? Does it make you feel better? The answer is 1%, you're in a better place than you were, right? But fortunately, it's not 1%. It's many percentages of awesome, because I have a neck injury. I'm looking right at you. Look, I'm looking into the camera right now. I'm looking at Paul. My neck was busted and crooked, and my back, and I was on pills. And if it wasn't for Aya and the microdosing and the shrooms and the DMTs,
you wouldn't be able to get through the day.
And now I don't drink Aya all the time. This isn't what I do all the time. I don't always microdose, whatever, but I do daily need stuff. And on that daily list is the CBD of Aya Life. So don't forget to go to iLife.com and check it out. It is helpful, it is helping, and it is wonderful. And as for microdosing, I think it's a beautiful thing. Just don't misjudge a microdose, or you'll have one hell of an afternoon. I felt like, because we only have 2 minutes left, but my heart is opening again.
Yeah, you've been having a lot of heart chakra energy moving around there. Yeah.
Open. I love.
Yeah, purging.
I don't know why.
Yeah, a lot of purging there.
I don't want to be angry anymore. Please leave me. Please. I don't want to be that guy. And then it's gone. And then it's up to me to react not like the old guy.
Right.
So that's what I've been working on daily. I work on it. I spent so long in meditation today with the FearLess family, and it was honestly beyond helpful. The universe did not want me out today and about. It wanted me here doing things around the house.
Oh, absolutely. Because today's day, we had discussed how today's day was going to go down yesterday, and we didn't do anything. I
have the whole list.
I know, and nothing got done, and everything inside got done. But that meditation today was very helpful for me too, because I was cleaning, and I was listening. I wasn't paying attention to everything, but everything I needed to hear, I kept going, I agree. Or, yeah, that's how I feel. Or, she's right on the money with that.
Absolutely.
And that was just me going about my daily routine.
And when this is happening with other people, that's
synchronicities.
Synchronicity, but it's score one for the team again.
Yeah.
For the FearLess family.
Yeah.
No one here's bullshitting anyone. This is the straight run. This is the tip of the arrow for sure. If there's a part of the sword that's going to cut someone, and cut them deep with awesome knowledge and insight and gnosis and remembering who the hell we are, it's going to be us. And watching this happen is it's like watching a flower bloom that I planted, that I fed every day, watching the little cat grow and his eyes sink back into his head and open and go, oh, look, I'm alive. I could run through the house and do this. Each one of us is beginning to witness this. All right. So this is wonderful. I really enjoyed this. I like the video. It is.
Oh, I like the video too. Oh, and the reason I'm not on the video is because Frank and I look at each other when we look directly at each other when we have this conversation online, and we don't know how to split the screen. We have to figure it out.
We're going to figure it all out, because why? It's what we do. My name's Frank Castle, your Sorcerer Supreme, here with Paula Milo, and this is FearLess, and we are your protection from deception. Thank you so much for sticking around. Love to see that face. Don't forget, check out Heist Click. Check it out on YouTube, HEIST.